In this eternal abyss, permeated by electromagnetic pulses and streams of interstellar gas, there are objects whose nature defies our current understanding of physics and astronomy. Let us embark on a fantastic journey to the least explored and most mysterious places of the universe and get acquainted with the most unusual space objects. Our journey will begin at the edge of the solar system, near the enigmatic Pluto, which still holds many secrets and mysteries. Then, having traveled tens of light years in the blink of an eye, we will whiz around the most unusual exoplanets that defy our ideas about the laws of nature. And after that, we will meet a unique and mysterious double pulsar that distorts time and space around it. As we pierce the interstellar vacuum, we will travel to mysterious black holes lurking in the darkness of the universe, and then leave the Milky Way to go to the most unusual galaxies. Finally, we will plunge into the fathomless depths of the intergalactic majestic voids, the keepers of the secrets of the birth of the universe. Let's get ready, and we begin. Pluto is about 40 astronomical units away from the Sun, and is a dark and indistinguishable object. This distant celestial body follows a rather elongated orbit around the center of the solar system, completing it every 248 Earth years. We know that Pluto's radius is 1,188 kilometers, which means that it is noticeably inferior in size not only to all the planets of the solar system, but also to some of their satellites, including the Moon. At the same time, observations of the celestial body's proper motion made it possible to calculate its mass with a high degree of accuracy. It turned out to be small, only 1.3 times 10 to the power of 22 kilograms, or 18% of the lunar mass. It is easy to see that Pluto is much more similar to small celestial bodies such as Eris, Ceres or Sedna in terms of its characteristics. This is the reason why it topped the list of dwarf planets in 2006. Due to its long and elongated trajectory, Pluto has a long orbital cycle. Only in 1989 did the planetoid first pass its orbit perihelion since its discovery, approaching the Sun as close as 29.7 astronomical units. Since then, this distance has been continuously increasing and will reach its greatest value in the year 2113. By that time, the dwarf planet will be near its aphelion, which is 49.3 astronomical units away from the center of our system. Thus, Pluto is a very distant and dim space object. That is the reason why it cannot be seen from Earth with the naked eye. And even in images from the Hubble Space Telescope, the dwarf planet looks like a murky brown disk without any surface details. Of course, in such conditions, it is almost impossible to study the celestial body properly. To solve this problem, the New Horizons Unmanned Orbital Station was sent to Pluto in 2006. It took a long 9.5 years to reach its destination. On its way, it beamed back to us detailed images of Jupiter. It wasn't until 2015 that the spacecraft finally reached the main object of its mission. As it flew past Pluto, the station made about 400 observations, collecting more than 6 gigabytes of information, and it took more than a year to transmit this large amount of data to Earth. Unfortunately, the probe's trajectory did not allow photographing the entire surface of the dwarf planet. The fact is that New Horizons did not enter into an orbit around Pluto, but circled round Pluto in order to be able to explore other space objects. Before moving on to the celestial body's terrain features, we need to understand its internal structure. According to the currently accepted model, Pluto has a massive core with a diameter of about 1,700 kilometers, consisting of a mixture of various forms of water ice and rocks in its center. It is surrounded by a 300-kilometer ice mantle, There are probably tectonic processes running in the mantle, and in the moment they are quite understudied. The mantle, in its turn, is covered by a crust,